Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you are a first-time visitor, welcome and thank you. In this video, I am going to continue to work on my Wizard of Oz junk journal. Although I don't know that I should continue to call it a junk journal because it's not necessarily made out of junk. So I'm going to go with Wizard of Oz journal. I have been, yesterday and today, I have been focusing on the signatures for the journal. Up to this point, I've shared what I've done with the cover. I've shared what I've done with some of the embellishments that I made. And I will throw some cards up in this general area throughout the video, linking you to those prior videos where I shared what I've done so far. But in this video, we're going to focus on these signatures. My book has 2 signatures and I already decorated one. I spent the better part of yesterday. Yeah, an entire day. Guys, I'm such a slow crafter. But I spent the better part of yesterday decorating this first signature, and hopefully the second signature won't take as long, especially since I'm using what I did in the first signature as a template or guide for what I want to do to the second signature. So let me do a quick flip through of what I've done so far. The first signature is done. She is done. Done. So let me share what she looks like so far. So here is the cover. I added some lace. I used some of those Wizard of Oz themed sentiments that I printed from a digital download. This is one of those vintage slides that I altered. I backed it with some coffee dyed paper, which I inked. Anywhere you see inking like that, that's inking I did with my distress inks, or with this delicata ruby red pigment ink. I've been using that. Anywhere you see red, I use that. Any other color you see is a distress ink. So this is the cover. I'm really happy with the way the cover turned out, and I think the slide looks really cool there. So I'll do a little flip through of the signature. Here we have another one of those vintage slides that I altered. I trimmed it with some lace and created a little bit of a pocket there. So when I make tags, I plan on putting a tag there. This page is actually one of the pages from the book itself. There were quite a few illustrations in the book. I pulled out all of the illustrations and I keep those to the side. Anytime I see a spot to put one, I do. I love this one, so I inked it up, attached it to the inside of the cover. These are some stamps, Dorothy and Toto. Those are my graphic 45 stamps. Here I added some lace trim and ribbon trim. The only thing I don't like about this is that the glue, you can kind of see the glue through the ribbon, but I figure I can mask that down the road when I add more to this journal. Here I did some stenciling and some stamping. More of those Wizard of Oz themed sentiments right there. Here I did more stenciling and stamping. This is that graphic 45 set. This I left as is. I might go back in later and add a pocket here or something, not sure. Here on this page I created a pocket using one of the, I don't know if this is a digital print or something I found online, but I used it to just create a little pocket right there. Let's see. Here's another pocket. I have quite a few pockets. This is a big one. I'm going to make a pretty large tag here with a tab. So that's a big pocket. It's a journaling spot. This is another one of my stamps from that graphic 45 set. Up here is more of that sentiment. I did back it with some extra oh my God, strips and cutoffs that I had from the paper pad itself. Here we have that little bit of a flip out element. I did add some trim to it. And again, what I don't like here, you see how that glue seeped through? I guess I'll figure out a way to mask that. Maybe I can put some bling or something down there, or some additional fabric down the road. This is a sticker. Okay, we flip this. Here's another stamp. This is just a little cluster that I created using more of the cut off paper, some blue ribbon, and there's one of those metal ring hang tags that I made. I stuck her right there. I thought that looked really cute. Here we have more of those sentiments. This page I created a pocket right here. That's a pocket. And I used some vintage trims that I had. This isn't vintage, I believe this is, to decorate the pocket, and I used another one of those metal tags right there. Here I used some washi and some bling to decorate that page. The center is going to be a envelope, and it has a little metal, not metal, magnetic closure. You hear that? So that'll be sealed once I sew the signature into the book. Here I used more of my vintage slide mounts to create a pocket. This is another pocket I created. See right there. I love this one. This one might be one of my favorites. You have the ruby red slippers. This is after the house, Dorothy's house fell on the witch. Who killed my sister was one of the sentiments I used. And here is some bling. Another journaling spot. This is just a little just point of interest I created using one of the domino size tags and some more extra cutoff that was left over. This is another flip out. I did a little bit of collaging here as well. So anywhere I could, I just try to do a little bit of collaging and stamping and try to leave enough journaling spots or pages where I can go back and do more collaging if I want. More of those stamping, more of that ribbon. This is a sticker. This is a little fun spot that I created, like a little tuck spot, using, I think this is one of the digital downloads that I printed, but I'm not sure. I rounded the corners and just stuck it to the end there, edge of the page, and added a sentiment. This is another huge pocket that I created right here using some of the paper that was left over and some more of the trims that I had. This is another pocket right here. Here's another page where I used one of the illustrations from the book. Added a sentiment and some bling. It's another page. I used some stickers. Left that page blank. Left the doilies untouched. This is more of that collaging. Not collaging, stenciling. I did some stenciling and stamping and sentiments. This is a sticker. This is another page with sentiments, and that's the back of the book. So that is the first signature. That is the signature I'm going to use as a guide to help me complete the second signature. So let's get into this second signature. I don't know that I'm necessarily going to finish it in this video, but I thought you might be interested in seeing me work or continue to work on the second signature. And I don't know, why not share it, right? If you've been watching all of my videos, you've been following the progress, so I thought you might enjoy a little bit of this process. So far what I have done for this signature is I did decorate the front using some more of that lace trim. That's another one of those vintage slide mounts that I altered, and I backed it with some coffee dye paper that I put some of that distress ink on. Here's another one of those sentiments from that download. And then the inside, I have a page, an illustration from the book, more of those vintage slide mounts. This one I trimmed with that pretty green ribbon. This page I created using, what I did was the page was blank. It was just that pattern paper. I have these cards. I'm not sure who sent them to me. I'm not sure if it was also Virginia who sent these to me, but I've had them in my stash for a little while. It was Dorothy, the Wicked Witch, and the Ruby Red Slippers. So I have just been cutting them down and using them to create pockets. So in this one, I created a pocket using Dorothy and Toto. The back of the card has some information about the movie and the actors in it. So I didn't want to trash that, so I just did a little bit of tearing of the information, distressed it, and put it onto the page. Okay, so I think this page is going to be left as is for now. This has this white strip that I'm going to have to cover up somehow, but before I do that, what I want to do is, because the back of this is a blank white canvas, I want to distress it and decorate it. So I have these, let me pull them. I have these stencils. I don't know who this one is by, but it's a pretty cool stencil. I love the little heart. So kind of reminded me of the Tin Man, and the stars for this Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous set. I don't know the name of this one. The number is THS131. I'm going to use that to do some stenciling. So I figured for the stars, I'm going to use my distressed ink in the color Wild Honey. I think I already have, let me find it. I hope everyone is having a fabulous weekend. Weekends, as always, are my time to craft. So I've been trying to get quite a bit of crafting done. I think I'm going to start it there from the corner. I'm also continuing with the Breaking Bad marathon. So that's what's keeping me company. In the back, I hope to get these signatures at least finished this weekend, so then I can just focus on finishing the tags and whatever else I may want to add inside the book. Wow, that TV's like exceptionally loud. I hope, let me lower that a little bit more. I thought it was low, but I can hear it. Probably wondering what all that yelling in the background is. That's the TV. So that looks cute. Let me, I mean, I'm not a super neat freak about my stencils. Like, I understand they do have to get dirty. That being said, I do make sure to clean them after every use, because while I understand they'll get grungy, if I can help keep them just a little bit cleaner, I'll do that. So I did the one page. I think I'm going to do the other page as well. I recently did some shopping at Tuesday morning. Haven't been to a Tuesday morning in a good long while, but they did have some graphic 45. Anytime they have graphic 45, I try to get to the store. I was able to get to the store and I did find some graphic 45. I'm gonna clean this off right now. I did find some graphic 45. So I think at some point today, what I will do is film that video so that you can see what I picked up. I will admit I picked up some extras for a giveaway. So I do plan on having a quick and simple little giveaway soon. Okay, so now let's do that part. I'm gonna do it in this red ink. Red. I like the red. And I think I'll put it down here so that I can stamp the Tin Man in that corner. So let's put it around there. So like I said, the good thing is that I already did one signature, which means the second signature should not take as long. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. So I think what I will do is put a heart up here. Good. That looks good. Let's close this up. Let's clean that stencil. I think that's as good as that's gonna get. Let's find our stamp. We want the Tin Man, so let's find him. Here he is. Let's find a stamping block. We'll use, what are we using here? Our VersaFine. Let me just do a little test stamp here. Yep, looking good. I spent like a good 20-25 minutes yesterday cleaning my stamps with stamp cleaner, and then realized that was like a great waste of time because I was gonna just use them again today. So I think that looks really good. I think on this page, I know in the first signature I stamped him twice, but I don't want to do that this time. Why don't we do Dorothy on this page? We'll do Dorothy and Toto. So she looks good. Where's little Toto? Anywhere you find Dorothy, you will find her little friend, Toto. Perfect. So we'll put those to the side. guys, I think what I will do is maybe try to keep this video down to like 40 minutes or less. If you see me looking or reaching off to the side, it's because I'm flipping through the pages of the first signature I did so that I can follow the same idea. So here I put a sentiment. Let's see if I have something I can attach. One of these sentiments makes sense. Let's see. Let's see. Wizard of Oz. Maybe we'll use that. Maybe this one because. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we'll use that one. Because. We'll put it here. So let me cut off some of this excess. I'm trying not to obsess too much over things that I would normally obsess about. Like making sure every sentiment is perfectly placed and perfectly matches or makes sense. The image, I'm trying to kind of let go of that a little bit. Hoping that we're going to use some walnut stain. It'll help me to move along a lot faster in my crafting. Because I have so many projects I want to do, but at the pace I'm moving, good grief, I don't think I could ever get it done in my lifetime. Like I want to do a gorgeous girls themed album or journal, I should say. I also want to do, so that's great, that's done. I think now that this is stamped, we can go ahead and cover this one. I think I am going to cover it with that same green, even though I know the glue is going to seep through. I think this looks really good. So I'm going to go with that again. I have other trims that I can, of course, reach for that are probably better than these, but those are the ones I pulled out, so those are the ones I'm going to use. I don't know if it's, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I find that if I have too many items on my desk, I quickly become overwhelmed with everything that's on my desk, like not knowing, going back and forth and being indecisive. So the way I've tried to deal with that is by just curating whatever I need for my project, putting that on my desk and sticking to that. So I'm kind of limiting my choices, and I'm doing it deliberately, if that makes sense. You can see that glue kind of seeping through, but again, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not okay with it, but is what it is, right? I find that by limiting what's on my desk, or limiting myself to what's on my desk, I'm not becoming as overwhelmed as I used to, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have to be careful that that does not make contact with that, because we don't want it to stick. In fact, I'll put this there just to make sure the page doesn't make contact with any other paper. We stamped that one. Did I put a sentiment on him in the other book? I did not. So let's see. We have this one here. I think what I will do for that one is, I think, let me see. I have some of this dyed paper, and well, this is a strip of some dye paper that I used in another project. I thought we can use it to cover up that strip of white, that border of white. I like that. So let's go ahead and do that. We wanted around there. Might be a little longer than what I need. That's okay. We can go back and trim it. So let me pull this to the side. If you guys saw what my desk looked like right now, kind of scary. I think I need to trim this a little bit more. I know I do. And I thought I can cut it after, but if I cut it now, I can use my tape runner. Let me reach for my tape runner right here. If you hear buzzard going off in the background, that's my drying machine. I have so much going on right now. I'm trying to craft, trying to finish laundry, watching Breaking Bad. My daughter should be coming home soon. She spent the day with her cousins. Her grandparents picked her up to take her to visit her cousins. And she's having dinner there, but she'll be coming home soon. There we go. That's a good way to mask that. And I can always go in, just rubbing off that excess tape. Ooh, sounds like the kitty got in the basement. I have two cats. They're not allowed in the basement. It sounds like one got in. What I love about using a tape runner is that, or my ATG, is that you can kind of rub off any excess glue with your fingers. Okay. So I think we also have to stencil the back of this page. So let's use the green. This is Shabby Shutters. think for this one we want to switch out and use the dome shaped dauber, and I think what we are going to do, no, this is the one I want to use, that one right there. Did you hear that whirling in the background? My God, it sounds like a helicopter. It's about to take off. That's the washing machine on the spin cycle. That spin cycle is crazy. I think we'll also maybe stencil the bottom here. How did I stencil it in the other book? Let me see. Let me turn that page so I can see. I did. Move this little guy off to the side. So I also use this one. Not that it matters if it's not exactly the same as the first signature. And then over here, I think we'll do the same. I love the domed shaped daubers for stenciling, but I will say, and I got these daubers from scrapbook.com. I will say, if you see how tore up they are, they tend to disintegrate pretty quickly. So you end up with a lot of shedding from the brush itself, which can be problematic if the material that's shedding off from the dauber is still wet with the ink, because then you end up with marks on your project that you don't necessarily want. So to me, that's one of the negatives. The positive, like I said, is that it does make stenciling a little bit easier, because it does allow for the ink to really get into the stencil and onto the paper. But I wish they just lasted a little bit longer than what they are. This is only like maybe the third or fourth time that I've used it to stencil, and it's already like really falling apart. So I'm going to switch out of that, go into the flat one, and use that to ink the edges. So what projects are you working on, or did you work on this weekend? Did you work on any projects? I'm telling you, weekends are pretty much the only time that I get to really craft. I try to film multiple videos on the weekend, and then I edit during the week, and it's not much editing. It's just basically uploading, adding cards, finding a suitable thumbnail. But sometimes I find that I don't even have enough time to do that much. Okay, we are going to stamp the great and powerful Wizard of Oz. And I think we also did him in black. So, oops, ooh, look at that. What a mess. I found this paper pad, this stamp pad, sitting on my shelf. I remember when I bought it. I got it on sale and I put it on my shelf, and there it stayed. And I was cleaning off a shelf, found it, so I thought I would definitely use it now to help keep my mat a little bit clean. All right, we're gonna switch now. I think this is Oz, right? Yep. Nice, very nice. Okay, and I think, yeah, what I did on the other side of this page was I added a book, a page from the book. So let's see which one I will add. It's kind of cool of all of the, oh no, flying monkey. I have to add the little flying monkey page. So let's do a, this is very fragile paper, so it really doesn't take much. For it to tear. Let's see. See if we can fix this side a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfectly squared. I've been feeling the urge to work in my art journal lately. It's kind of like, you know, that urge to journal comes and goes. Sometimes I can go months without journaling. Sometimes I'll journal every day. But I'm just using that same green. Sometimes that urge will come back. It'll come back something fierce. I've been watching Sun and Moon Arts. Rosa has been doing a lot of journaling on her channel, and I think watching her as much as I have been watching her is what's bringing up that urge again. If you don't know Rosa, you should definitely go check out her channel. She's fun to watch, and she's super talented. I'm just using a glue stick to put some adhesive on the back of this page. It's very fragile, so I don't want to use anything that's going to really wet the page. So a good old glue stick will work just fine. Oh my goodness, I love the flying monkey. How cute. Alright, we need a little sentiment up there. I think I still have some flying monkey ones, don't I? Didn't we just see one? Thought I saw one somewhere. Is it that one? Nope. Ah, winged monkeys. That works. We'll use that one. So I think what I'm going to do is once I finish this journal, I think I just might do a little bit of art journaling before I move on to my second Wizard of Oz journal. Still gonna do it. Or maybe I'll do both at the same time. I don't know. That's asking a lot. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, definitely feeling that need to journal. Let's see if we can find. Yep, that works. We'll use that. This is some bling that already has the adhesive on it. That page is done. It goes in there. This I'm going to leave alone for now. I might go in later and create a little pocket or something for right there, or a tuck spot, or I might just leave it as is and maybe decorate it at a later date when I'm actually working in the journal. Not every page has to be completed right this instant, but I do like to have so this is the next page we're going to work on. Not every page needs to be 100% completed, but I do like to have a nice base. So this one, I think what I will do is try to find something I can maybe create a little pocket with. here? Kind of like, I don't think that would make sense there though. It's just like a random monkey. Let's find something that maybe makes a little more sense. Like maybe these guys. And since the Tin Man is up there, I won't feel so bad. I think what I will do is trim it about there. I won't feel so bad trimming off the Tin Man. I won't feel so bad. Won't feel so bad. We'll put you off to the side. Maybe we'll find another use for you. I think it needs a tiny bit more trimming. Tiny bit. Let's trim it on this side so we don't completely kind of like that. That's cute. Let's use some walnut stain. Walnut stain's a lot darker than the vintage photo. Do we want it? Make it even? You know what? I think I'm going to... How short do I want to cut this pocket? I think maybe... Yeah, I think it's a little too tall if I leave it like that. So I am going to completely lop off that sentiment on the bottom. I know, yikes. Yikes. But it works. It works. Okay. Definitely not going to finish this signature in this video. I think you get the general sense. It's one of those things where you just create and embellish based on what's on your table, right? Let's flip that glue. So that's pretty cool. That works out well. I can always go back and add okay, so that looks cute. I might go back later and maybe add some bling along here. Oh, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna leave it just as is. Just as is. So on this side, on the other side here, we have two blanks. So what I did was I used scraps. Let's find some to create some rather large pockets. I have this red. Do we like this red? It's okay. You know what, since I'm going to cover most of it to I'm going to cover most of it anyway. That's one of those pages that I printed. It's part of some digital kit that I and we can just cut it in half. It's part of a kit that I downloaded, but I really didn't care for this page too much because it just wasn't very vibrant. So the size I'm not too concerned about. It doesn't have to cover the whole page because I am going to be creating a rather large pocket, but it should cover enough of it, which it does. So since it's red, let's use some red ink. This way, if any of that white, any of the paper is not covered, if it's not perfectly aligned, you won't have any white peeking through. You'll have some of this red. The clock toes. 6 o'clock. That means I have to start getting dinner ready, guys. So maybe we'll finish this page. Things take so much longer than you think they will. Like, I thought that I would be able to get a lot more done on this signature in this one session than I'm actually getting done. And I'm moving at a pretty decent clip. I don't even really think I need to. I think inking 3 of the sides is enough because the 4th is going to be covered by the second sheet I'm going to use to create the pocket. That all being said, better to ink all 4 sides so I don't stick it, in case I stick it on incorrectly, which is very possible. Alright, so let me get my gun, my ATG. I have 2 ATGs that I keep in a basket under my desk, so I can just go ahead and reach under my desk. didn't do a very good job lining that one up. That's okay. We'll just trim off. Just a tiny bit over. So either I didn't cut it straight or I didn't line it up straight. Either way, easy fix. That buzzing you hear is my cell phone. It's probably my husband texting me from the kitchen upstairs, wondering when I'm coming up for dinner. Yeah, I just don't think I cut those straight, which is why I'm not getting it perfectly lined up. But again, that's okay. I have scissors. Scissors fix everything. Okay, so we need to create a pocket on both sides. So do I have something tall enough? I have these. These are really tall. That's a pretty one. Or maybe I'll use this one for this side, because look at that. If I cut it down. All right, so I think she's a little too big. Let's see if we can find another one. We also have some of this. This is kind of cool. Maybe we'll use this on one side and that on the other. Okay, so let me trim this a little. I'll use this as my guide. Okay, so we have the right height. And I think we'll cut it right. Oh boy, look at that. I cut it short. Oh boy, it's okay. You know how we'll fix that. We'll fix that by not using it. That's how. That's what I get for kind of eyeballing it, huh? The moral of that story is don't eyeball it. Oh boy. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go with this one. We'll go with this one. We'll just cut it down. And this time we won't cut it down too short. I really thought I had it. It's when you're a little lazy. You're a little lazy and look what happens. I think we'll cut off just a little bit of this, not much. So you can still make out that it says Oz. that's good. And we'll cut. Wow. Really flubbed that one, didn't I? Alright, so I think what we will do, perfect. Let's make a little tab. She's going to need a tab on this side. Maybe we'll lower it a little bit so it doesn't cut too much into the image itself. Yeah, that's great. Alrighty, let's get some more of that red. Yeah, the red is good. Alright, that's good, that's good, that's good. Put glue on 3 of the 4 edges, and we will have ourselves another very large pocket. Awesome. So that large pocket is done. So we have this big spot right here for a nice big, super big tag, which I'm looking forward to making. Okay. So we have a nice big pocket there. I need to find something tall to create another pocket on that side. I don't know that I have anything quite that tall that I didn't. Oh, I do actually. Well, I want to save that. I do want to save that one. I don't think that's tall enough. Not tall enough. Man, I wish I could make this witch work, but she's. I think she might be. Well, no, I think I could make it work if I maybe carefully and strategically trim enough of her off so that it works, but not too much that you kind of lose the image. So that might work. This is one of those pages that my printer, I don't know if you can see it, you'll see the lines. It was a bad print, but I didn't throw it out because I thought I could make it work. It's okay if it's not perfect. Trim a teeny tiny little sliver off the bottom. Should be perfect. Yep, there we go. That works. Just punch a little notch. Let's use that same red. Yeah, that's great. So let's put some glue. So I think the reason, well, not I think, I know, the reason they're doing this Breaking Bad marathon is because they are leading up to the world premiere of the Jesse Pinkman follow-up. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to give much else away in case you're watching the series or you haven't seen it and you plan on watching it. I don't want to give too much away, but Jesse Pinkman has a little kind of follow-up movie so that we all know what happens to him. It's called El Camino. El Camino. And I think they are going to premiere it on the network. It's gonna have its like premiere soon. I think maybe on the 22nd of February. So they're doing a Breaking Bad marathon to catch everybody up. Because it was originally, I think, released on Netflix. And it's been on Netflix for a little while. And now they're going to release it on the non-cable network. So I think that's why they're doing this whole Breaking Bad marathon. So this is what we have so far, guys. Here's the pocket right here that we just created. And we also created one on this side. Okay. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now, because if I don't get upstairs and start cooking, you might hear my husband, my very hangry husband, come in here and have a fit. So what I think I'll do is go make dinner and then come back and continue working on this. So that's the progress on these signatures so far. I do appreciate you guys dropping in and keeping me company while I craft and starve my family. You know, well, priorities, right? Priorities. But he's a grown man. He's not gonna starve. He can always make his own damn dinner. Just saying. So, but no, I shouldn't be that way. He's a good guy. And I'm hungry. So that's where we are with these two signatures so far. I will come back and maybe continue on this same video. If not, maybe film a part 2 where we'll finish the rest of this signature and continue to progress on this book. Thank you for watching, my friends. I appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe and ring the bell so that you'll get notifications anytime I post a new video. And be on the lookout for my future videos. Until next time, my friends. Bye-bye.